So tonight, what I've got here is one of my new Christmas kits that I put out last night. So I do sublimation now, and I sublimated this sign. Whoops, get it under there, and it says Jingle all the way. And I know it's probably going to be sideways to you guys, but maybe if I turned it, yeah, maybe the other way. Whoops. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I didn't think about that. Hi, Janie. So we've got this as a 7x9 sign, Jingle all the way, that comes in the kit. You get 2 rolls of the 10x10. This is a lime green and red full mesh. You get 5 yards of each ribbon, the green and red polka dot, and you get the green gnome with the different characters in it. Okay. They've all got dots or Christmas hats on, is what I call them. You get also some striped, red and white striped, and a solid red with the tinsel glitter around the edge. And you get 5 yards of each. Yes, I do make my own signs. I haven't started doing it publicly yet. I'm just doing it for my kits. And you also get 25 pipe cleaners, a 14-inch frame, along with everything else, okay? And you get cable ties to put your sign on with. So let's go ahead and let's start with the sign. And I can show y'all how I do my signs. You can either, it's preference, you can take a beadsmith, poke holes in the corners or the tops or the sides, whichever you like. You can use wire or you can use pipe cleaners. On this one here, I'm going to use cable mounts, and I give you 4 in your kit. And I'm going to use DAP, Rapid Glue. And all I'm going to do is put this a little dot. Whoops, let's call that a big dot. That's okay. I've got a craft stick, guys. Let's put a dot there. Dot there. A little bit bigger dot right there. And again right there. Okay. And these are the small, these are 3Ms. I've tried just about all of them, and without putting glue underneath them, they're going to come off, guys. When it's cold or when it's hot weather, either way, it's going to come off. So, just getting these on there. I turned my phone down, but it vibrates now. Doing comments on my work phone and streaming from my other phone. I know, huh? It's all messed up. I tried it and it didn't seem to do that when I tried to test with it. So I must have done something different afterwards. Who knows? So I've got these on there, and then what I do is I go back and I add a little bit of this rapid glue right down the sides of them, okay? Right down the side where the plastic meets the metal. Because what I found out is that I live in extremely hot weather, and even with using the rapid glue, it pulls the mount off but leaves just the sticky there. Some people says remove the sticky and then glue it down. I like to just put a little bead beside it because it's real tedious to get that sticky stuff off. So we're going to let this dry while we go ahead and start on our wreath. Okay? So I'm going to set this aside. I've got a fan right here. I'm going to let it blow on. And hopefully some of that hits me too. So I'm going to get rid of that craft stick since I got glue all over it. So here's our 14-inch frame. And what I've done is I've tied 10 ties on the outside and 8 on the inside. I pull mine across and I go about an inch over some of them, and the next one I go an inch back, an inch over, and so on. If you would like to see a full tutorial on it, I have one over on YouTube on how to do several of the frames, okay? So what I've done with the mesh tonight, and you get 2 full rows, is I've cut these to 34 inches. And I give instructions on how to put the wreath together and when you buy it. So I cut 2 rows together, so I'm going to pull 1 of each piece. And what we're going to do tonight with this is we're going to do the Woodland Ruffle. I give you instructions to just do a ruffle or a Woodland Ruffle. So I just do mine 2 or 3 times. I take a chip clip. Here's one. Put it in the middle. And I do my ruffle pretty large. My roll, I should say. Pretty large. And like I said, I'm sorry for being sideways tonight, but at least hopefully we don't get interrupted. And then I just use my thumbs as a dam, and I'm pushing with them and pulling back with my fingers, guys, until I get it to where I want it, and it looks like a bow tie, whatever. I call it like a flower once we put it in. Then I put it in one of my ties, tie it down real snug, and then just ruffle it out a little bit, okay? Let's go ahead and open all of these ties up. This is going to make it easier as we go around the wreath. Monday, I didn't realize it was a holiday. That's how out of it I guess I have been. Went to the post office and the parking lot was bare. And I'm telling you, that's sad for me. So another person drove up and I looked at her and I said, "Is it a holiday?" She says, "Yes." And I felt really stupid at that point. So I'm just ruffling this up the center. And thankfully, the deal I had to mail off fit in the slot. I fold this one back while I put this one in, and it can just rest on it together. And I checked my P.O. box, and thankfully, they have some lockers there because I was expecting some packages, and they had put them in the locker. So win-win, right? Holiday or no holiday, I got my mail. I love this mesh. It's a beautiful mesh. And I don't know if it reflects it on camera or not. I've gotten this year Oh, really? Ooh, you're the spooky one, huh, Janie? this is the last piece going around the bottom. I will. Don't tempt me. I'll sneak up. Okay, last piece. So this means you have 2 pieces of mesh on each side. So all I'm doing is pushing this one with my hand, pulling this one back while I tie it in, so that we can butt these ruffles up to each other. Whoops. If I can get a hold of the ties there. So we can butt them up here and here. How stinking cute is that, guys? Already. So now we're going to start on the inside. You will even cutting this at 34 inches, you will have mesh left over. I noticed that I cut 2 pieces too many. I was just cutting away at 34 inches, wasn't paying attention. And I got to always count my mesh at the end to make sure that I've have enough. And I'm like, uh-oh, I should only have 9 of each. I think I had 10 of each, plus some more left over on the roll. So plenty of mesh, even if you wanted to cut it longer. So now we're going to go to the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and open these ties up. That way we don't have to dig for them. There we go. Nose is itching. And I'm just sort of going to pull this back a little bit and put this right down in here. Tie it down real snug. Pull this back, the sides and everything, so that this mesh plumps up with the one on the outer side. Thank you. Loving Christmas, coming up with new ideals. I've got another another wreath kit available in my shop. And I also put out just some sign and ribbons. And I've got 2 more to list. I'm waiting on the ribbons to be in. I have the green monster leg ribbon coming in rolls. So that I can offer it in a roll instead of cut up pieces. And it'll be listed with a 10-inch sign. And I did some revamping on that that sign. I made it a lot brighter. I'm just pulling these ruffles out. Then I'm going to go around, find all of my ties so I don't have to dig for them because they're blending in a little bit, guys. Okay. Last year I did 12, I called it 12 Lives of Christmas. Whoops, another string. There we go. Got it. Looks gorgeous. Okay, now let's pull out the ribbon. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gorgeous, gorgeous, guys. Nice and full, and thick. Okay. Like I said, here's the ribbons. Let's pull the sign over here so you can see. Now see how that sign's starting to pop out? Okay, it's going to pop even more. We have this, a gnome ribbon that's got this green in it. I'm pairing it with the stripe, red and white stripe. Then we have some more green and red and white, polka dot glittered. And then we're going to put just a solid red with a glitter edge. Okay? And then the sign was really going to pop out. So let's get started putting these together. So I'm just going to, let's put this in right at the top of the gnomes. We're going to put it at the top because when you spread your ribbons out, your 2.5 will show more. And since it is a character ribbon, I'd like to see it show just a little bit more. And then I just scrunch it up the middle, sort of like a fan fold. Find me a tie around the outside, go in it. And I'm just going to take these pipe cleaners today, and we're just going to twist them under. Just give it a little added texture. They're red. They match the wreath. I'm going to pull on them to come out front. Then I'm just going to pull them away like so. Isn't that going to look gorgeous? Those colors with that mesh. We're going to do the red on the polka dot the same. I'm just going to put it at one side or the other. Fold it in half. Once again, just ruffle it or scrunch it up the center. You can go ahead, form this. These ribbons have got really good wire in them. Then I take my dowel here that I'm using tonight. Thank you. Just pull them and pull them. There we go. Gorgeous. Get back down there where you belong. And we're going to continue to go around alternating our ribbons by putting them at the top, folding them over. Okay, last set of ribbons going in around the outside. Okay, so now we've got all of our ribbon around the outside. See how nice that's shaping up? Already starting to give it another dimension. Just bringing the colors in. Okay, this time on the top, I'm going to place the 1.5 inch ribbon right down the center. Then I'm going to put it in, ruffle it up. Let me turn that around. And I'm going to go straight down in it. These ribbons were cut to 12 inches. Twist it 3 or 4 times. Then I'm going to take my dowel here and I'm just going to roll it over as I squish them. Then I'm going to pull them apart and make an X on the top. There we go. Really pretty. Go over here to the next one. I like to find it. And like I said, this mesh is really thick, so fold it in half. Go right down in the middle again. And the key on a lot of this is when you're putting your ribbon in and your mesh, is to make sure you tie it down well. Not to, if you want your ribbons to be longer or something, to tie it loose. Got that? There we go. Had that ruffle in my way on both sides of that one. It's okay. We'll work with it. Love that. Okay, last set of ribbons going in. And then we'll get on to the bow. Isn't that looking stinking cute already? I love these colors. I have sort of a love-hate deal with the gnomes, though. I love them, but then I'm like, do I really? I like to look at the really nice, really pretty stuffed ones. I have one left from last Christmas, and the gnome it's I call it a female because it's blush pink. So I'm going to try to do something this Christmas with her. There we go. Isn't that pretty already? Very, very pretty. Very festive. Okay. I'm going to set this to the side. sort of wipe all this. My floor is already dirty. Let's get out my bow maker here. Okay, and let's make a bow. So with the ribbon we have left out of the kit, we're going to make our bow. We're going to start off with the polka dot. I love this. When you get a ribbon in a kit and it's folded, I try not to bend mine. Just lay it out and run your hand over it a few times. Hi, Elga. Oh, thank you. And it will get rid of that. Just apply a little bit of pressure, okay? So we're going to do, tonight, let's do about a 12-inch tail. Let's just put it down in here, if I can get it in between it. I'm going to squish it together, okay? And I'm going to twist it the opposite, okay? And I'm going to bring this one down towards me, and I'm going to bring this one over here. Then I'm going to loop it back in here, and I'm just going to come out here to the 6-inch mark. You can put your fingers right here in them, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to twist it again, okay? And then I'm just going to sort of pull this loop down towards me to match where I pulled this tail. Then I'm going to take this here. I'm going to put it in there, take your hand, come out here to the 6, and let's go ahead and twist this again, okay? The key to a bow, because this has a satiny texture with the glitter, is it's got really good wire. See how that stands up right there? That's a ribbon with really good wire. I'm going to move it up here, make sure I did. I always do that. I stretch it too long, okay? Then we're going to come over here, and we're going to make another loop. We're going to come right back here to the 6, put your fingers in it, and I'm going to twist it. I'm going to take it, put my fingers in it, and what I'm doing is, if you'll notice, as I'm not flattening this ribbon down as I'm putting it in place, okay? I'm leaving it fluffed. That way you don't have as much to manage, and you're not crimpling your ribbon and your wires over and over. Another 6-inch, but this time I'm going to put it all down in there. Okay? And I'm going to pull this out front. We could have even made this other tail longer, but I don't think we need to. So now I'm just going to cut it off. Okay? So now we've got our 4 loops, which this is called 2. We've got 2 on each side. All right? So now let's go ahead and let's bring in the red. The 1.5. Or, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and bring in the 1.5. I'm going to bring it down to the same way. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to twist it, put it down in there. And then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do about a 5.5. 5.5. Twist it. I'm going to leave this loop fluffed up, while these are fluffed up also. And I'm laying it right in the center. 5.5. And we're only going to do 1 loop. Okay? So this is what you call a 2 and a 1. You've got 2 loops and 1 loop, guys. And that's a little bit long. There we go. I'm going to bring it down front, and I'm going to cut it off. Hope y'all can see okay. Now, let's go ahead and let's bring in Papa. I've been calling him Papa Smurf, and I know he's not blue, guys. So this is what you call a directional ribbon, where everything goes the same way. Okay? I like to have a directional ribbon to where on my tails, they're both going the same way. So we're going to do it to where the snow that they're standing on is right here in the middle. So I'm going to start on the opposite side, okay? And I'm going to bring it out here, and I'm going to twist it. I'm going to put it down here in the middle. I'm going to make a loop here, and this time this is going to come out to the 5, okay? And I'm going to put it down in there because this is my loops here, my tail's there, and so is my loop. Now I know it looks like they're standing on their heads, but they won't when I get through. Hi Ash, hi Sarah. Now this time, this is a 5 again. We're going to twist him, but this time we're going to pull that loop right up here like we did a while ago. See how our gnomes are standing the right direction? We're going to make this other guy do the same thing. Okay? We're going to come out here and we're going to do another 5, and we're going to twist it, but this time we're going to move him right back up here. Okay? So this one and this one is standing on their heads. Hey, what do you know? And now we're going to come out here and we're going to do another 5-inch. But this time, we're just going to crinkle it and pull it down the center. Okay? So you see how all of the loops are still fluffed. Hi, Miss Sarah. Oh yeah, isn't this ribbon adorable? And I'm going to go ahead and cut the little gnome off. So now we've got the problem with these two ribbons, right? Because we don't want them standing on their heads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way down here with the first one, and I'm just going to take it, and I hate this because it messes up my fluff, and I'm just going to twist it right down here next to the dowel. I'm just going to twist it over, and then I'm going to fluff that loop right back up. And now our gnome is facing the right direction. Then I'm going to come up here, go right next down to it, to that dowel in that bow maker, and I'm going to twist it too. Okay? So now we have both or all 4 of our loops with the gnome going the right direction. Okay? So now let's come in with our red stripe. And doesn't matter which way we go in with it. We're going to twist it, bring it down. We're going to come out here, and we're going to come down about an inch. This is about a 4-inch right here. And we're just going to put this red ribbon right down the center like we did, this striped ribbon just like we did the red ribbon. But I'm going to twist it again, okay, because I want to put a little center loop here. With your center loop, you have a problem now of having both of your ribbons on one side, right? The way I like to do it, because I'm going to leave this little center loop pretty big, about 2 inches, 2.5, is I'm going to go ahead and just twist this little center loop, and now it's in the opposite direction. We're going to go ahead and cut it, and I'll show you when we go to finish fluffing the bow how I'm going to straighten that out. We're going to take 2 of our pipe cleaners that we get, and I'm going to twist them together. You can use a zip tie if you would rather use a zip tie. I use zip ties also. I'm just tightening them together, and then I just sort of yank on them to give them a test. I take my pointer finger and my middle finger, I go up here under my ribbons, and I hold a dowel down, and I want to make sure I've got all of my ribbons pushed up. I don't want to miss any, okay? So now that it's pushed up, I can go right in here, and those 2 fingers are going ones on each side of the dowel. I push down with my thumb, and then I'm just going to pull up. See, all of my loops and all are still where I put them, guys. I'm going to take these 2 pipe cleaners, fold them in half. I'm going to go right down the center if they don't come back at me. And I'm not squeezing really hard on this bow. There we go. Let me get it down in there. Okay, so now I've got this here. I am going to put a little pressure on it. I'm going to move my thumb and put it right in the center, and I'm going to start pulling and pushing. Okay, I'm pushing with my thumb and I'm pulling with these 2 pipe cleaners, and then I'm going to start a twist. But I'm not going to twist the pipe cleaner. I'm going to twist the bow. And as you twist that bow, what it does is it makes this poof up. See how it sort of made it poof up? So all you've got to do now is take your little loops right here. You don't do much. They're already fluffed. See this one here I told you that was like a satin, but it had a good wire? Look how well the loop stayed in this. That's the key. Even though it's a satin ribbon. Now this one that's backwards, I'm going to take it right straight down to that pipe cleaner and I'm going to twist it backwards again. And what that's going to do is it's going to put it on the right side of the fabric and the right side of the bow. Okay, so all of our gnomes are going the right direction. Let's put our little fingers in these. Always have to put my fingers. And now let's spread our little center loop out and get it really pretty. And so right there is you have the bow. Okay? Like I said, I'll still be doing and uploading tutorials. I like to go into detail. That's just me. Okay, so we've got our bow, and we're going to trim our tails once we get the bow. Now back to our sign. We've got our gills that's cured. So I'm just going to take these little, and I poke it right through these cable ties, and I leave just enough to twist it around it really good. Okay? I like to go from the inside out. That's just me. You can put these in however you want, but I like my pipe cleaners long. Okay, one more, then we'll get the sign and the bow on, and voila. If you haven't started following me yet, please do and set your notifications for when I go live. I would dearly appreciate it. I'm nearly to 2,000 subscribers, and once I hit 2,000, and I hope it's during the holidays, because ho, 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 we're going to get our ho on. Okay, let's go ahead. This is a 7x9 sign. We're going to put him right here to the side, just like that. See how much he stands out now? You wouldn't have thought it when I just showed you the sign all by itself. But with the mesh and the ribbons, that's what is giving it all of his glory. Let's see if I got a line. I like to use a weaving needle. I put a weaving needle in all of my wreath kits. I like for everyone to have exactly the same thing that I use when I do my creating. Okay, going right through the mesh. And I come around this side. I do corner to corner. It's whatever you feel comfortable and how you like to put your signs on. Whoops, I got that one crooked. There we go. Don't pull your sign way down into your mesh. Okay, I tied that one in. I just need to move a ribbon. Whoops. There we go. Let's go back over here. Tie this one in. If I can see it. Okay. Jingle all the way, guys. Go right down. Whoops. I feel behind where that needle's coming through to the frame. Pull it down a little snug. Get it wrapped around there one more time. Then you go around and pull your, whoops, there it is. Let's get this puppy in there. I'm just going to pick it up for a minute. Way I can see to twist it right quick. Okay. It's nice and secure. And then you just go through, pull your ribbons how you want them to look. Okay. And we can do some more of that here in a minute. Get them on out there. So now let's take our bow. And I want to put our bow about right up here. What do y'all think, guys? I think that would be gorgeous right there. So again, the weaving needle right down to the frame. Flip that sucker back over. And what I do to keep from messing all of my pretty loops that I spent so much time on, you're still going to have to, is I pull that pipe cleaner while I'm usually holding on to the bow. Okay? We've got one more pipe cleaner, the other one to get in. And now that I've got them both in, oops, I had her hold the wrong one. Let me get it around the frame. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And I will just go back and put my fingers in real easy. Okay. Let's trim these up a little bit. We had plenty of ribbon to make this bow longer. I'll have to go back and straighten the ribbon. That's okay. I don't really measure my stuff to make sure that it's longer or shorter. I just cut. I do like to have my top ribbons a little shorter so it can show the ribbon below it. Get that one. You can run your fingers through them, fluff them up, they will all sort of curl and stand loud and proud. Let me see if I can get all of that in the picture.